Hi everyone. Today's video has 3 points and you're going to want to stick around because the third point is a secret as to the number one way of ensuring you do not get scammed with predatory publishing practices. So the topic we're discussing today is predatory publishing practices to watch out for. By the end of this video, you're going to know what exactly predatory practices are. You're going to have the steps necessary to avoid falling for these different traps that you may as you move through the publishing process. And you're going to feel great knowing that you're learning from other people's experiences and not having to make these mistakes yourself. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like for me to make more videos like this one, and check out in the description to grab a copy of my absolutely free self-publishing checklist to make sure that you are not skipping any of the steps necessary to both publish and win at self-publishing with getting your books to sell. So let's move right on into it. From my own story, one of the things I've noticed over the years with dealing with many coaching clients that I have, people who are looking for that additional help when it comes to getting their books self-published, is that many of them come to me after they've already tried a vanity publisher or a publishing company that has agreed to take their manuscript, the book that they've written, or a set of poems in some cases, or illustrations or children's books, anything along these lines, and that they will do everything for you. Now, of course, the advantage of this is that, well, they'll do everything for you, right? So it seems like a real no-brainer, especially if you feel, this whole self-publishing thing, doing it all yourself is so difficult because you're not really technically minded. Now, of course, this is complete nonsense because I show you exactly how to do this very easily, step by step, when it comes to getting your book self-published. But many of them choose to go this route. You just don't have the time, the patience. Maybe you feel that you don't have the technical ability to go about doing it, so you pay them to do it. Well, so far, so good. The next thing is that once your book actually comes out, assuming it comes out at all, you want to make changes. Now, why would you want to make changes? Why not just give them a manuscript and illustrations and cover that won't require changes? And the answer is because once we get the book out there, we immediately start to find problems. There's no author I've ever known who put a book on the market and immediately was so happy that no changes needed to be made. And even if you think you have no changes, well, your book is probably not optimal. In fact, some of my coaching clients will regularly comment on the fact that as we're going through it, they discover they haven't been optimizing their books. They're going to need to go back and change the cover, adding keywords, changing the description, doing all sorts of things to their book, which simply can't be done without paying additional fees. When it comes to a lot of these companies, they either, one, don't care to change it at all. With purely traditional publishers, they are not going to go back and forth with you. Even if there's grammar mistakes in your book, I'm sorry, that's the best you get. Whereas if you do pay a vanity publisher, even though I don't particularly like the name vanity publisher, because we're not doing it for vanity, we're doing it because we have something we want to get into the world. That's the reason we also self-publish, okay? But when it comes to the vanity publishers, they will do these changes at $100 a piece. Oh, you want to change a comma or some changes here? That'll cost you $100. And so as you go through it, you discover that every little change you want to make costs $100. The other thing is that the companies, they're sitting on the royalties. This is one of the ones that some more recent coaching clients have been frustrated with, which is they will not send you the reports. They say they're going to send you this stuff and you never get it. So they're just sitting and sitting and sitting on the reports. They're getting the royalties paid to them. And then they tell you, well, it covers the costs or something along the lines like that. Or, nope, you didn't make any sales. Well, can you send me the report? No, we don't really do that. We'll get on it. You see, they're not getting paid for this, so they're not really motivated to actually do it. And one key thing here is nothing is registered under your KDP account. In some of these cases, you may not even own the rights to the book. You may have sold those rights away, so they own everything. They can change the terms. Have you read the legalese in the small print when you're signing up for these things? So many lines, it's so confusing. So this is also one reason I recommend, if you're going to go with one of these vanity publishing companies, make sure you join a group where people are talking about how happy they are with them. Whenever I seem to cover one of these companies, they are immediately trashed in the comments field on my video channel here on YouTube. People go through the comments and they immediately notice, they say, this company was terrible. They've completely scammed and ripped me off, completely filled with predatory practices when it comes to getting my book onto the market and selling. I'm making no money. It's only cost me money, thousands and thousands, $10,000 to do all of this, and I'm getting no money in return. They won't answer my calls and they won't do any of this. So you can see that many of my coaching clients are very frustrated with it. And even when I just mention these companies, people ask, are you selling or for these people? And I'm like, I'm not selling for them. I just sometimes get positive feedback, but I have noticed a pattern, which is the people who are most positive are only in the beginning phases with these companies. In other words, they tell you, here's the basic package of what you're going to get. You pay them to do these things and they will do them for you. So as long as we're in the payment part, they're still very eager to serve you. What kind of cover do you want? What about your title? Maybe we could change things around on the formatting. These sorts of discussions, very friendly. So everybody's positive at this point. Where things start to get negative is when you want to make changes, when you're angry about not making sales, and they're telling you that if you just buy some more marketing packages, then they'll finally get it through. I've even had one coaching client where the people did marketing, but marketing was getting fake review farms, or as they would call it, click farms, where they would download 10,000 copies of your book. That person ended up losing all their royalties for a 3-month period and had their account frozen. They did open it back up, but the fact is these are dangerous practices, and these companies will face no consequences to these choices they're doing with your book on marketing, which is one of the reasons I suggest you not go through them, but do it yourself. But we'll get to that on the next slide. But here comes the next thing. They won't even give them illustrations. This was another one, like with children's books, where you say, can you please send me the high quality illustrations? And they send them low quality JPEG files. Nobody would be able to use them. It's like, what does it take to actually get a copy of my own book? And the final thing is, they come to me. This is what happens. They come to me, and many of you out there are in this exact situation. They come to me and say, look, what can I do next? What do I need to do to get out of this situation? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit upon how you can avoid being in this situation, but I also help regularly clients who are stuck in this situation and they want to know, what can I do? And I can tell you very quickly. Predatory publishing practices to watch out for. So let's hit them. Number one, not everything is a scam. Most of these companies just want to upsell 1,000 different services at $100 each per charge. They will tell you that, it's going to make such a difference on your book. We can get even better covers for your book. We can do even better with the marketing. We can do better with the table of contents and the formatting and getting it into new formats or making an audiobook. And they just keep on hitting you with these additional costs as your price and your fees continue to rise. And this is something that is not a scam. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chris, how can this possibly not be a scam? Look at them. They did this service and now all they want to do is sell me more stuff. Well, this is considered normal business. Now, it may be a little predatory because they're continually pushing for you to go and buy their things. And many of the scam artists will tell you, look, you'll make $1 million off your book or something like that. There are many fake gurus in the self-publishing business as well. You need to watch out for them. Look, you can just pop a book on the market. You'll be making $100,000 a month, especially even books with no content at all, and you'll be just making infinite money. And I'm telling you, this is not possible. All real self-publishers understand it's a grind, and it doesn't work like that. Now, we do write books and we put them in markets that we will earn our money back and start making passive income, maybe at the 3-month marker, maybe at the 1-year marker, but we will be getting that money back. So it's not about dropping money in the soil and losing it. We're going to make our money back, assuming we're in a profitable market. And that's something that one of my coaching clients recently was asking about, was specifically, what about if your book's not in a profitable market? Well, we take a look using some of the tools like KDSpy. You can find my affiliate link below. Using this exact tool, and we can find out if you're in a profitable market. If you're not, we can actually move based on your title, your subtitle, and your description. we can move your book into a profitable keyword and sub-niche, even without changing much of the content, in order to ensure that people are going to find our book and we're going to have less competition for this exact book. And these are things that I help my clients with on a regular basis, working through those issues. But the fact is, if they want to charge you and upsell you, they are not. Insurance companies do this all the time. My cell phone, internet, TV, all of these things, they want to sell me more, upsell me on all sorts of stuff. But I just say no. So you get emails on a regular basis, and you don't have to say yes, but it doesn't make it a scam. They're simply a business, which is completely understandable, but it can be annoying from your end because you really just want to get your book as best quality as possible, and they told you it would cost you $1,000, and now they're charging $10,000. Does that make sense? So this is something you're going to want to keep an eye on. Number 2. Scams, and this is what scams are, they're when you end up with a result that is not either not getting your book for your money or them stealing your royalties. In other words, now we are breaking the law. They had a contract that said you pay them such and such and they will give you a book with a cover and all of the parts. Okay? If they aren't giving you that and they're not giving your money back, they're a scam. So this is something also that I run across people from time to time. Somebody makes all these promises to you, but they simply aren't delivering on the things they said they were going to do. This is a scam. Another scam, and this, it could be an intentional or non-intentional scam. It's again where they're sitting on the royalties. If they aren't giving you any of the reports, you may be getting scammed. You may not be getting scammed. In other words, you may just be making no sales or not above whatever threshold this company has decided you're going to have. It's a predatory practice, or they may just not care about your book, and it requires too much effort to bother to look up on your sales charts. And you can see where this is all heading, where other people are doing all this work for you. Other people are running your marketing. Other people are seeing your royalties, not you. You get none of this information. And this is the reason I give my secret answer of the day, the most important tip I have on this entire channel, and I keep hitting this drum over and over, and it is that this can all be avoided by just doing it all yourself, using the tips I give on this very channel. Now, if you don't want to do this, you can hire me below in the comments there to do a session for coaching, and I will take you through, we'll look at your book, we'll figure out what the issues are, and we can, if you've made a bad decision with these predatory people, we can help undo some of the things that have been done. We can look at your specific situation, we can take it through just as I've done for tens and dozens of people in the past, working through these exact same problems that you're facing, and we'll take a look at your things. But even if you don't want to go that route, just watching these videos will help you make sure you're not making these mistakes that are so common, and you will avoid these predatory practices as you're learning the steps necessary, not to have somebody else do it for you. I also have people, sometimes coaching clients, who will ask, can't you just do the book for me? And the answer is no, I don't want to do that. I'm not entering into that sort of a situation, because then you immediately, where every time you want to make a change, you need to charge them more money to do that, and it's just not a good situation. And I'm not looking to do that sort of a service. I'm not an agency. I like to help people get their books and learn themselves, and that's the reason, like, if you're having difficulty with formatting, you take the formatting course below. If you're having difficulty with doing content marketing, you take the content marketing course. And what do you get in addition? You get that one-on-one help from me as well, where we make sure we solve any problems that the video courses are not answering. So these are the options that you have in order to make sure you're not being taken advantage of in this process. But my question for you is, have you ever been a publishing victim? Have somebody used predatory practices or scams on you when it comes to getting your book out? I need to know, so let me know below in the description, and check up above me here for more video answers to your self-publishing questions. Thanks.